everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to show you how can you vectorize your data and create an index so that that vectorized index can be used for your RAG-based application. So use case is not only about RAG-based application, but you can use it anywhere wherever you need vectorized data. So in order to start this particular activity, you need to have an active Azure subscription. And once you are logged into that, you can go ahead and create your resource group. So if you have already created one resource group, you can use that as well. But I'm going to start everything from scratch because this is a step-by-step tutorial. And at the end, I will also show you how can you use that Azure AI Search resource inside VS Code to query your data. So let's get started. I'm going to name this resource and let it be in West US. Click on review plus create and then click on create. So our resource group is created. The very first thing we need is we need to create an instance of Azure storage, because in that we will be pushing our data. Then we also need an instance of Azure OpenAI, because there we will be creating our embedding model. And the third thing which we'll needing is Azure AI Search resource. So let's go ahead and first of all, we'll start by creating an instance of Azure OpenAI, because that is going to take time, because as soon as we have created a resource, we cannot go ahead and use it. We need to wait for at least 5 to 8 minutes. So in order to save that time, I will create my very first resource, which is of Azure OpenAI. Now here you have two options. If you have already created the resource of Azure AI Foundry or the Microsoft Foundry, which is the new name, then you need not to go ahead and create this one. But in this particular scenario, we are only looking forward for embedding model. So you can go with any path. Either you can choose the way I am doing, or you can also create using Microsoft Foundry. So let's go ahead and get, so here you can see these are the two options. Let's go with this one. And here I'm going to select my resource group. Let's search the same region in which your resource group is. And here you can say let's select the pricing tier and click on next. I will not go ahead and do all these settings because these are very much required when you are with the production workload. So let's give it some time and we will have this instance ready. We are almost there. Let me refresh it. Or if it's taking time, we can go ahead and create our, okay, it's done. Let's go to this. And from here, we will redirect ourselves to Microsoft Foundry. So here you can see the Foundry link. Click on this one. And inside Foundry, we will deploy a model which supports embedding. So for that, you can go to this left-hand side model catalog. And our inference task should be embedding. So these are the three models available. You can choose any depending on how much data you are trying to vectorize. So I'm going with the smaller one. Let's click on deploy. If you want, you can customize these settings over here. I'm just going with the way it is. Okay, so now we can quickly verify whether this model is deployed. Okay, so this model is deployed. So our one thing is deployed. Second thing is we need to create an instance of storage. So let's go to storage account and click on create. And I'm going to name it as so don't go with my naming convention. I'm just trying to make it unique so that we won't get errors about the duplicate names and all. So redundancy, I'm just going with the local redundant. Click on review plus create and then click on create. So if you want, you can definitely review or walk through all these values, and you can change it by clicking on the back button. So let's give it few seconds here, and we will have our storage account ready. Meanwhile, I can quickly show you the data which I'm going to vectorize. So this is the same data. If you have followed my previous video, in my previous video, I explained you how you can create full text search. So this is the same data. I have used it there as well. So let's go ahead and grab the path of this data and then go to resource, go to storage browser, and here we will go ahead and create a blob container. We can name it as store as edge. Click on create, and here we need to upload our data. So click on upload, browse your file. So click, and you can see data is here. Perfect. Now, if you have multiple JSON files, you can add all of those files here. That doesn't matter. In my case, I have created one JSON file which is having multiple entries of multiple restaurants. So now we have deployed our second thing. The third thing which we need is for the Azure AI Search. So let's go to AI Search, click on create, and here we will be using the same resource group. Let's name it as this one. Here you need to select the proper region. I would go with West US and select your pricing tier. I'm going with the free one as it is just for the demo purpose. And you can see it can create only one replica with one partition. So keep in mind whenever you are working with heavy data. Now we need another few seconds at this step, and once this is done, we are done with our resource deployment part. So let's go to the resource, and here you can see import data, which is the new flow. And if you don't know what all options were there, I would recommend you to check out my previous video in which I have explained full text search, because those options I have covered in that video. Click on, let's go back. I really want to show you something there. So select Azure Blob Storage, and here you can see there are three options. So the first one we have already covered. Go to the second one. So this option would work even if your document is having images, because it supports OCR. Now here I'm going to select the storage account which we just created, then the blob container. And here parsing mode, if you are not sure, you can leave it default, but in my case, I know that my JSON file contains lot many entries in the form of array. So I'm going to select that one. And here we need to say which field you want to vectorize, which is the field you are going to query in future. So in my case, it's the description, but if you have anything else, you can choose among these. So these are the fields which are parsed from my JSON file. Then what kind of model you are taking? Are you taking it from the Foundry or this Azure OpenAI or AI Vision Vectorization? So both those are already in preview. Let's try the one which is very stable. And here you can see this is the service we just created, and this is the model which we just deployed. And by acknowledging this, you are saying that you know that there would be an additional cost associated with this embedding model. So if you are agreeing to that, then only you can click on next. Now, next comes this option, semantic ranker. So this is an additional step which will take place once the search results are ready. So if you are enabling this setting, then AI search will re-rank the results based on the semantics. And if you are not enabling it, then it will just take the results returned from the search as it is. So let's disable it. And here's the field. If you want, you can change these data types, or if you want to rename something in the target index, you can do it. Like here, it allows you to edit it. So you can change the data type. You can even change the string. So let's keep it as it is. And scheduling, if you want to be the recurrent, then you can choose the duration. Otherwise, it is just once. Here you can provide some name. So we'll say SH index 1 and click on create. So it is done. And it's going to take some time for these data to appear here. So let's click on search, and here you can see this time it is vectorized data. But earlier when we tried the same thing in previous video, you would have seen the text over here instead of these numeric values. And this is the chunk. This is the chunk ID. Here you have the parent ID, and this is the vector for your chunk data. Similarly, you will have this for, like, let me show you here. So this is for the other one, next entry, and you will have all the 9 or 10 entries I'm having. So you will find everything over here. So let's refresh it. I'm just waiting for these things to get updated. Oops. Let's go there. Let's go to indexes. So on the left hand side, these are very important options. Again, indexer is the one who reads the data from the data source, and skill set is the one who transforms the data before pushing it to the index. So these all play all these components play very important roles. So go to skill sets, and here you will see, oops, seems I lost my connection. Let me reconnect to the network. So I changed my network and now we are back. So under skill sets, you can see one skill set got created. So this is default skill set. And here we have two capabilities. One is to chunk the documents and another one is for the embedding. So if you want to know more about it, do let me know and I will come up with a separate video totally about the skill sets. So let's go back, and here coming on to the indexes. This is the first one. And here you can say now the data got updated, and this is the storage. This is the vectors index quota usage as well as the documents. So which means that there were totally 10 entries in my JSON document, and each of those entries were like one document. Now we have everything ready. The one thing that you need to remember is whenever you want to use this particular search instance inside VS Code or in your coding, then you need to grab few things. So the very first thing is you need to make sure that you are grabbing this correct index name. Then you need to grab this key and the endpoint. So this is the key. You can take it from here, and here comes the endpoint. So make sure that you are grabbing all of these. So in my case, I have already set it inside this variable one. Now next thing I'm doing is I'm going to use OpenAI to query it. So first of all, you need to create a client which will have its OpenAI key and the base URL, because we need to access the embedding model. Then next thing is we need to create an instance or an object for search client. So for creating a search client, you need to pass in that endpoint, the index name and the credentials. So if you want, you can go with the default credentials. Otherwise, you can also go with the API key format, the way I'm doing here. Then this is the query. So this is the query which this AI search will take, and the embedding will be generated using the embedding model which we have deployed. So this query will be converted into a vector, and then that vector will be compared against the data which is placed inside the AI search. So this is the query, this is the embedding for this particular query, and then we are saying that create a vectorized query which will take this embedding which we generated for the user's query, take max 5 results or the top 5 and the field in which you want to execute or query against this query. So in our case, this is the text vector. And now this particular vector query is having everything, whatever we need to query the AI search. So now we are saying use the search client, and I'm not giving any specific search text. I'm saying use this vectorized query, and my output should be just these 3 fields. There are a lot many, but I'm interested only in these 3 fields and get me top 2 results only. So let's execute it. And the third thing is to print the results. So if I will go ahead, and we queried for Cozy and the classic restaurant. So here you can see this one is having the cozy inside the description as well as the classic in the description. So these are the two entries which are going with our query where we are saying cozy and classic restaurant. So this is how easy it is to create a resource inside Azure AI Search and then use it into your coding. Now, when I'm saying coding, it means that this is just the half part, and this particular scenario is very useful whenever you are planning to create an application which is following reg architecture. So in that case, we may need to input these vectorized data so that OpenAI or any of the LLMs which you are using can query the data and take this as a context. So this was the one flow I wanted to show, and maybe in next video I will come up with a hybrid search and we'll see how we can perform the same flow using hybrid search where we will be expecting some keyword matching, we will be expecting some semantics matching. So all these things we will do using vectorized data. So recently I have activated my community channel. So you will see the join button underneath my videos. So feel free to join that. And if you're joining that, you will definitely get the prioritized answer because there are a lot many users who are asking me for code. So if you're really interested in having my code or interested in taking a look at my code, then do join that membership and I will give you the priority service. Thanks for watching.